Hey everyone, it's FinalRound and my name is Jordan. This video will be brought to you by BetUS. I have a couple picks for this game. I know this video is coming out much later. I was taking a look at a ton of lines last night and it's just very difficult with the Pacers lines being juiced because of Tyrese Halliburton potentially being out. He could make a surprise return and, a lot of these lines would start getting bumped down. So it's difficult in that aspect of things. We were able to find some deals last time with Pascal Siakam assist that weren't bumped up. So I know a lot of people are going to be on Andrew Nembhard because of his big game last game. So I'm not going to take him as a pick because you already know about Andrew Nembhard. I'm just going to go with a couple of plays that maybe you haven't seen other people taking, other like popular type stuff. So you will see images that come up on the screen. Those will be from a data app called Outlier. There will be links in the description that will give you a 7-day free trial for Outlier. And this first pick is a guy who has not been juiced because of Tyrese Halliburton's potential absence. He did get more minutes last game, but he did not go over, and a lot of people probably are afraid to take him, but it's Obi Toppin, and I like him over 10.5 points plus assist at -130. So his points line is 9.5, and then assist is just adding on one more. He's averaging 3 potential assists every single game in this series, so he needs 1 assist to kind of break even with this line, and then any more assists kind of helps with the points line, and he's gone over that 1 assist in 2 out of 3 games in this series. So I don't mind adding on the assist to his points line. So over the past 10 games in the playoffs, you'll see on the screen, whenever he has a bad game, he comes back and he has a better game. So it was never 2 bad games in a row. So he did have a bad game last game. Even though he played more minutes, he didn't take as many shots as he normally does. But I'm looking for him to get more involved with the offense. If you look at him over the entire season against the Celtics, which is also on the screen now, he's gone over in 7 out of 8 games. So he had just that one game where he has not gone over against the Celtics. So looking for Obi Toppin to bounce back and have a better game here in a potential closeout game where they could go home. If you guys could, please like the video, and if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a little bit of extra time, could you leave a comment for the algorithm? You could just say anything and it helps. This next pick is going to be Jrue Holiday, over 10.5 rebounds plus assists, -135. So he's gone over in 7 out of the last 10 games in the playoffs. Over 3 out of 3 games in this series, and he's gone over by a good bit. It's not just like by 1. Last game, he had an illness. They say he still has an illness, but he did not show up for shoot-around. But then he surprisingly showed up for the game. In the first quarter, he looked out of it. He just wasn't getting the ball, not trying to get assists, not trying to get rebounds, or anything like that. It looked like Jrue Holiday just wasn't going to have a very great game. As the game progressed and it went on, he started to get more involved. He didn't get too many assists, but he started attacking the boards and he got a ton of rebounds. So this is Jrue Holiday. He's going to have some big assist games. He's going to have some big rebounding games. But when it's all combined together, he's done very well. Jrue Holiday is just one of those gritty players. He's going to play great defense. He's going to do the little things. If he needs to, take the ball and find the open player, he does that. If he needs to go crash the boards, he does that. He's just a winning player. So here in a closeout game, I can see Jrue Holiday doing all of the right things that he needs to do and go over this rebounds plus assist line. I don't hate his points line. He has been scoring well in this series. So not saying Jrue Holiday is going to go under anything. If I were to take his points, I like his points alone because the PRA is just really juiced. They add on some extra for this rebounds and assist line. And he's gone over it, but he's just barely gone over it in some of the games. So I'm just focusing on rebounds and assists for Jrue Holiday. And since I am filming later, there was news. He did show up for the shoot around. So like I said, last time he did not show up for the shoot around and he still played. So this time being at the shoot around, sounds like he's feeling a little bit better. So that's Drew Holiday over 10.5 rebounds plus assist. And also want to mention BetUS. There'll be links in the description and the pinned comment. They will match your first 3 deposits, 125% up to $2,500. Pretty crazy deposit match. And if you'd like to discuss lines further, I have a Discord. Link is in the description. You can hop on in there, and conversation going on about the games, about other sports. Just a really great community. So it's free. You can just join and just check it out, see what other plays people are playing. And like I said, Andrew Nimhard, everyone's going to be on Andrew Nimhard. Just like Daniel Gafford became like the most popular play yesterday. And speaking of yesterday, I'll do a recap. I had Derek Lively over rebounds, assist. He got hurt. He was going to crush that line, but he got hurt. He got kneed in the back of the head, and he was out for the rest of the game. And then I did Naz Reid over 1.5 threes. He got the volume. He was shooting them up there, but he only knocked down 1 of them. So a little uncharacteristic of Naz Reid. He actually attacked the basket a lot more than he has been. If I knew he was going to do that, obviously, points was the way to go. So in the future, if I do take a Naz Reid for that game 4, probably points would be what I would go for, and stay away from the 3-pointers made, because I figured he was going to get most of his points from 3-pointers made, but he was very good attacking the basket. I think that's what the Timberwolves need to do more, is attack the basket and stop chucking up the threes, especially Karl Anthony Towns. He needs to give it up and be a post player. There's one thing to have a guy who's like his specialty is to kind of stand in the corner and knock down threes, kind of like Naz Reid, as the 6th man of the year, as a big man. But if you're one of the main guys, like, you can't just stand out there and just keep throwing them up and keep breaking it. At one point, you got to say, okay, I don't have it tonight. I got to do something else. And in that last video for the Mavericks game, I predicted the adjustment, and I predicted it correctly. I should have made some different picks based off of that adjustment. So I talked about them trying to stop the alley-oop dunks. They let a few go, but they definitely blitzed, and they brought someone over to stop the alley-oop dunk, which resulted in less points for Daniel Gafford. It looked like Lively was going to hit his points, but it definitely shut down Gafford. But rotating a guy over leaves someone in the corner. I did mention Jarek Jones Jr. hadn't been shooting well, so they could potentially move a guy off of him over, and what do you know? They pass it over to the guys in the corner. PJ Washington's knocking down threes. Derek Jones Jr. goes 3 for 3 from threes. So should have just went with my own adjustment in my head and pick some of those guys who are going to be standing in the corner. So now the Timberwolves really have to pick their poison. I mean, you can't give up alley-oop dunks every time. You kind of have to live with those guys shooting the threes from the corner and hope that they shoot 33%, because that's better than a 100% alley-oop dunk. I know I'm talking about the other game in this video. As far as adjustments for the Pacers, I don't think they really need to make any. They've blown 2 games right near the end of the game. They were doing just fine. So they've just given games away. I think they just need to keep playing their style and going fast, like Sonic the Hedgehog, and just hope they don't blow it at the end of the game. But obviously they're in a 3-0 hole now, and it's going to be tough to get out of. So since it is later in the day, I'm going to get this edited and get it out to you. I know a lot of you probably have already put in your slips, but this is going to be a tough game to bet on. I would potentially wait until Tyrese Halliburton news is confirmed to jump on some of these props, or maybe you can get a little bit of a deal because they're a little bit lower. As soon as Halliburton's declared out, a lot of these are going to start jumping up. So that's what happened last time. If you took a lot of the Pacers overs, like TJ McConnell, and just hope that he was going to be ruled out, then you would have got a lot of good deals there. But they are a little bit more juiced than they were last time. So God bless you all. It's Final Round. My name is Jordan. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.